Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! You guys, hello, welcome. So this is a special sort of live that I'm doing on today on Sunday because I have to introduce you guys to someone. I don't know if you guys know her, so thank you for those of you, the of you who are in the room at this moment. Mickey and Better Days, hello, hello, hello. But we're gonna bring in Linda Antwi of 90 Day the Melanated Way. You would know her from here on YouTube, also on Instagram. She drops all of the 90 Day Fiancé tea. In fact, I won't post or talk about anything until she has posted it because she's professional. She's, I believe, an entertainment reporter, but I'll let her say exactly what she does because I don't want to misspeak. But hi, Crystal, midwife Crystal. Hi, Angela. Hi, Yuli. Hi, hi, hi. So thank you guys all for being in the room. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. If you are new to my channel, my name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Seeking Sister Wife, etc. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But back to what I was saying about Linda. I'm going to bring her on right now, and I want you all to be very supportive of her. Hi, Vanessa. You're a new face that I haven't seen before. Hello. Joslo, another new face. Hello, hello, hello. A Ford, ain't seen you in a minute. Ain't seen you in a minute. Hope you're well. So introducing Linda Antwi of 90 Day the Melanated Way.
Hi, guys. Hello.
So, Linda, do you want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So, Linda Antwi, I am a Canadian native, transported to Southern California, because of entertainment and all of that. I am an entertainment reporter. So, all things entertainment, all things red carpet, right up my alley. I know that I was chatting with you a little bit earlier, and I do want to say this to all your audience, like, The Woman King, please go and see it. Just go and see it. Change your life. Women empowerment. And it's not just about like Black women, even though that's super important to me. But it's just about women and being supportive of each other, being powerful, having solid resolution in what you want to do. I did some amazing cast interviews. So, if you want to check it out on my channel, feel free. And so, yeah, and I cover all things 90 Day Fiancé from the jump. So, hi, Nisha Scott. Hi. And I love it. And I love spilling the tea because, relationships are messy. Even my relationships tend to be a little bit on the messy side. And so I can relate. And so that's who I am.
Great.
Hey, Crystal. Hey, girl. Hey.
I feel like there's some people in the room who know who you are. So thank you all for showing Linda some
Angela. I love it.
So thank you all so much for showing the love, and thank you for being here. So Linda talks about 90 Day Fiancé. She does here on YouTube. So please check out in the description box. I have linked her channel. If you guys, I know you guys are interested in tea. I know you wait for me to give the tea, and I don't give the tea until like the very last second until I have to, because normally I just want to talk about the show. But Linda will do the research. She will have the información. It will be correct. It will be accurate. And she has her channel. So please go on ahead and follow her and support that. We want to keep, I like to keep it in the community. I love to support other 90 Day Fiancé and Matt Sharp Entertainment people, as you guys know that. And Linda's, part of that community now. So there's that. We've got a couple Canadians. I have some Canadians in.
I see it. Holla, Canadians. There's like Quasi, who's Canadian.
Mickey, yep. Ottawa here. Look, we've got Ottawa in the house.
Yes.
So, support her. It's Barry? What's Barry?
Is that Barry. A place? Barry
okay.
Here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Perfect.
Oh, Barry. Yeah, Barry, Ontario. Okay, got it.
Okay, Barry, Ontario. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, thanks y'all for being here, and thanks for all of the support. Better Days says y'all both have fantastic channels. Okay, so I'm going to ignore you guys for just a little bit, and I'm going to ask an icebreaker question because,
I'm ready.
a good host. So, Linda,
Yes.
if you could go on vacation with any of the Matt Sharp Entertainment people, like cast members, who would you go with and why?
That is a great question. I already have my answer. So I would absolutely go on vacation with Molly and Kelly because Molly is one of my favorites. Molly's actually going to be in Dubai in October, and I'm trying to arrange actually going with them. Her and I have talked about it just because she kind of loves my content. She's become a friend. I met her when her season first started. So I would absolutely go on vacation. I would go to Dubai with them and have like a super great time because you guys, Kelly is fantastic. Molly's fantastic. They're super real. They're down to earth. They're so funny together. When they were filming their segment of 90, like the Bears All, they were also starting their whole pillow talk. And so they were in LA. We went downtown Los Angeles to a rooftop bar, had like all the drinks, all the conversation. They were super, super funny. We had a great time. And that's not like the only time that I've actually hung out with them. So they become family. And so I would do that. I would go with them to Dubai in October.
Oh my God. Well, that's so great. Like, let me tell you, Molly reached out to me her first season as well and offered to send me a bra. And I did not like take her up on the option. I mean,
Oh,
the opportunity, because at the time I was like, I don't want to, it feels like a bribe. And it's not, it wasn't. But like at the time I was just really new to the game and I was like, I don't want to like intermingle with the cast like that because I want to be able to give my opinion without having it being swayed in any way. And I'm a little bit like that with the cast to this day, except for Richard from 90 Day UK. It's just
he
too
loves you.
he
I
loves me.
feel like you two might have like you might be the side chick at some point. Like
Ah!
he loves you, when he was like saying all this stuff on my channel and like defending you and what Walt gets it. I was like, wait, what? Because I mean, I know I'm opinionated, but what I will tell you, when he spelled out what wife stood for him, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm
yeah.
trying to be cool about this, but at the same time, yeah, Bonnie, Richard loves loves her, like loves her. Heart emoji floating around all over the place. And when I asked you and you're like, wait, what? I was like, no, this fool is like in love with you. And he's up in your comments. He's saying how you're amazing and you do this. And I was like, oh Lord.
I after you and I had that conversation, I did end up talking to him in DMs, and like he was like, I would, he can't actually know what happened is correct me. It wasn't in the DMs. Guys, he came onto the channel. Like he came on to my live about UK
Yeah.
and fully interacting with everybody in was fully interacting with the audience, which I absolutely loved. The audience loved it. It's something that I did not plan to give, but everybody was here for it. And so he kind of made me think that maybe I should be not reaching out to the cast, but should be more open to allowing the cast to like come on and chit chat if they can. But he was like, you have to reach out to the people of Discovery Plus in order to like do an interview with me. And I was like, that feels a little too much for me. Like,
Yeah. So the interview process is so, for those of us that have been watching 90 Day from the beginning, it was a lot easier back then to get cast interviews. And the thing with the cast interviews is that they will open up to you as much as they can, right? But they're all out with the NDAs and all this stuff. But ever since TLC and Discovery Plus merge, it's harder. You have to go through the PR team, and you're especially not going to get an interview with someone who's presently on an airing episode of whatever the spinoff is, right? Because they don't want any spoilers, and the cast gets excited and they like want to tell you stuff and all this stuff. And my interview style is conversational, right? And so sometimes, what did you said if you had the next 3 days?
You said he didn't have time in the next 3 days. I tried to keep him with you. Oh yeah, Mickey was entertaining him. Quasi Mickey was entertaining him in the comment section to like keep him there.
Yeah.
She was doing the Lord's work. But anyways, go ahead. You said it's harder.
So it's harder now. So there's a lot of channels you have to go through, and you have to go through their whole PR team, and the team is a huge team of people. I recently interviewed Danielle on my channel, and we pre-recorded it. And there were TLC executives in the background, just because they want to make sure that the cast members aren't spilling the tea. Because what's happened now is that everyone's on social media, everyone's on Instagram, and they're saying things, and everyone is like a Instagram sleuth or an online sleuth. So everything gets leaked, and that's what they do not want. So
Okay.
I think that him, even being in your chat, I think that that's great. I think that's great. And I think that he wants to talk to you. And I think that you should reach out. You should reach out to Lindsay or Nicole. I can send you their information at TLC. But he will absolutely do an interview with you once the season airs. And since you two are like pseudo dating, you might as well just make that happen.
Please don't send Kathleen after me. I don't want that smoke,
I mean, I think you can take her. I think you can take her.
I don't want it. I don't want to take anybody. But yeah, that's good. I think I should try to open myself up a little bit more, because I think that it only adds an extra spice for the audience. Like, I'd honestly be doing it for the subscribers who have been down with me, and I think they deserve to get, a little bit more bang for their buck.
Yeah.
On the channel. But you guys, so Linda, like, just like she said, she has the tea, she does the interviews. When you said you interviewed Danielle, obviously Danielle Jabali, right?
Yes,
Okay.
So, which is weird, and I want to know what you think about it. So when it first came out, the spinoff, it was just called Love in Paradise. But there was another famous show called Love in Paradise.
Yeah.
And so TLC and Discovery Plus went through a name change because they were having like copyright issues, but they didn't tell anyone. So they just changed it to 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. Right. So then everyone knew that it was part of the brand and the spinoffs. However, a lot of people were like, wait, what? So I'm still calling it Love in Paradise because that's what you guys introduced us to, and that's what we knew.
Yes.
So yeah, Danielle and I talked because one of my issues was, her non-officiated wedding. I was like, and I said it in the interview. I said, so one of the issues I'm having is that anyone, you and I, could walk down to, I don't know, like to the
Wait
South.
a minute, not Danielle Jabali. No, you're talking about Danielle from the
Gates.
I was talking about Danielle and Muhammad. That's who I thought you interviewed.
Okay, no, Danielle and Johan.
Yes, not Danielle Jabali. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so I was like, so you and I could go down to Redondo Beach, right? We are with our partners, and I'm going to say to you, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to get married. So we're just going to walk on the beach. We're going to turn and look at each other and start giving our vows. I was like, that just sounds ridiculous. There's no officiant. There's no, like, I asked her the questions that we as viewers want to know the answer to, because sometimes they do stuff that just doesn't make sense. And that did not make sense.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I wish I had known. I would have given you some questions to ask. The same for me too. Like, but Chris and I are debating, and you can tell me if she actually said this to you. I said that I thought Danielle was like Latina, like she was Puerto Rican or something, and Chris is like, no, I think she's Italian. What is she, Puerto Rican?
No, she's from New Jersey. She's a New Jersey girl.
No, I mean her background. Like, is she like Italian? I guess we were both gonna have to fight about it, because I was like, no, she's Puerto Rican.
I don't think she's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I don't think she's Puerto Rican. I'll ask her, but I just know that she's like, I was born and raised in New Jersey, and then she went to New York City because everyone in New Jersey was the same, and there was no like diversity for her, and she didn't want that for her or her son.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a good enough reason to leave New Jersey for the city. Okay. So I would go. Molly is a great choice, I think. I did not even think about Molly. If the first name that kept popping into my head was Angela, but the truth is that I would
what?
Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere with her. I don't know why it kept being like, well, maybe Angela, but maybe it's because I think like I want to laugh a lot, but I don't want to hang out with Angela. So I think that
Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
no, no,
So
no.
how would you laugh with Angela? Because I can do an Angela right now to make you feel better. And
Angela seems like even without all the problematic stuff and the fact that I, in my mind,
wait,
believe that
what?
wait, what? I said she's definitely problematic, but I'm trying to answer, definitely problematic. But I'm not saying I want to go on vacation with her. I don't know why that name kept popping up in my head. Is what I'm saying. Um, but who was I thinking besides that I would want to go on a vacation with? The name just popped in and like left again. But I don't know. Molly is a great choice. I think that is a solid choice
Hmm.
as opposed to the name that
Hmm.
keeps popping up in my head. I think I'm just like I'm annoyed with Angela personally, and I feel like if she were a male doing what she's doing to a female, that she wouldn't be on the show. Like heads would be rolling, and it would be a lot of like stuff. She's abusive. It's like it's ridiculous.
I think she's the worst. I mean, if I had a top three, her, Lita, and Ed. I could do without all three of them. I think that, and I say it on my channel all the time, I think that we've gone through so much with this pandemic that we've reevaluated what's important to us. We've reevaluated the people that we want to have in our life, in our sphere, and love and all the things. And Angela is the exact same. Like, she has not changed. She stays angry. She stays like in this angry state that even as she's talking to her daughter, like even in this last episode, she's talking to her daughter's calling her out on her bullshit, and her face is like all twisted and just mean. And no one wants that. We're over that. Like, you're coming on my screen with all this negative energy, talking to Michael like you're brand new. All of a sudden you think that he's using you. But you've been, sorry, can I say that on your channel?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. You've been with this dude for 4 years. You are the one that's so insecure that you made him not have a job. So when he asks you for money, why are we surprised by this? But now you want to act like he's the stereotype Nigerian scammer. That doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Let him go get a job then.
Yeah, you're
And
absolutely.
then you want to control his social media. He can't have Instagram, but meanwhile, you're on Instagram all day, every day. You're on TikTok doing TikTok duets with all the random dudes. Stop it. Don't get me started on Angela. She's a hypocrite.
Yeah, she's a full hypocrite. When she like yelling at him on his birthday and like then goes from 3 to 0. I mean from 0 to 360, and then he calls her out on it and she's like, I'm yelling because you made me yell. And I'm like, that is the craziest like abusive gaslighter situation that I've like seen on TV. Like it is she's worse. Yeah, she's very, very terrible, very, very terrible. 100%. What was my next question? Um. Okay, so the 90 Day Fiance UK franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about it, and I think
Okay.
we might have talked about it briefly, but I think that the 90 Day Fiance UK is a breath of fresh air. I love the fact that the foreigner is able to come to the UK to like even have that introductory moment, and that there's a little less of the are they coming here for the right reasons nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the UK?
Love the UK. I agree with you 100% that it's a breath of fresh air. It reminds me of when we very first started watching 90 Day Fiance, where it really was about the couples. It was really about long distance relationships. It was really trying to figure out who's who and what's what, all the things. I love it. You know, I have my favorites already, and
Who are
and I
they?
so I'm loving Katie and Alejandro, and I'm loving Caleb and Marvin.
Mhm.
Those are my favorites. The rest are just like, oh, you guys, we already see where this is going. One dude, the Sean guy, lies all the time. I think Richard is irritating for me to say the best way, because I would say some other things, but I don't know if it's appropriate on your channel. Um,
Oh, say it.
I just think he's the worst. I think that he's trying to be the UK version of Big Ed, and like we all can't stand Big Ed. And I say on my channel all the time, if you guys remember Andrew, do you remember Andrew? You know, Andrew was a one and done because the 90-day fandom didn't like that whole bravado, extra personality. And that's what Richard is bringing to the table. Like, I'm trying to find one redeeming quality. And I guess like when he bought the mattress or the bunk beds for the family and was thinking of the family, that was fantastic. But what else? Everything that comes out of his mouth is so barbaric. It's so misogynistic. It's so, he posts on social media, him and Kathleen, but then he'll supersede his face on her face, and whether that means that she doesn't want to be on social media and he's protecting her, it just comes across terribly to me. And I feel like his character is terrible, and I feel like the fandom is going to be like, hey, you know what, one and done. Like, they're going to be done with him. And that's why people don't even follow him on social media. If you look at like Katie or Alejandra or Sean or Pat, you look, well, I don't think Pat has social media, but if you look at a lot of the other cast members, their following is growing. He's barely at like 1,000 followers because people are like, nah, I don't think I'll be watching or following him past this season.
All right, that's a fair call out, and that's a fair assessment. I like Katie and Alejandro. I just, it bothers me that Katie, I mean, I know her and her nan are trying to learn Spanish, but their like bumpkinness is, it's giving me Southern US. It's giving like it's a little problematic, but it's so sweet.
And that's the part, right? It is sweet.
Yeah.
And it is very problematic, and I don't know why I give her a pass. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because she comes off so sweet. But when he was, you know, not willing to try Mexican food, when she was not willing to go on the hike, where she was like saying all these, like, she says things that are like, wait, did you just say that?
Yeah.
Like, no.
She's like, I like your skin. It's so tan.
Oh, Lord.
Ma'am, don't rub someone's skin and say that you like it. It's so tan.
That part.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, and she just like,
I mean, thank you, Jelly Bean. I appreciate it.
I think that I don't, you know, yes, everybody go and check out Linda. Subscribe to her channel. Do it. It's linked below in the description box.
Thank you, Jelly Bean. Like the name, by the way, too.
So I think she's a little problematic, and we're just kind of letting it go because she's so sweet as pie. But if she were like a Southern American woman and she had gone and done that, and like,
you're right,
just like the I mean, I think that the refusal to move to Mexico was because she can't leave her nan, and I think she needed to lean heavily on that.
Yeah.
More so than like, I don't, you know, not speaking the language. Also, being from California, it's also weird for me when people like are like Spanish is the most foreign, but it's because I'm from Southern California, and Spanish is like the next language that I hear spoken, you know, often. But I thought
español?
Un poquito. Enough to get by. Yeah. Enough to like get by and order things and like to say hi and to be cordial, you know?
Same.
So I've been studying.
I'm drunk.
I've been studying it for 20 years and I can't get it under my belt because I actually need to just be forced to speak it only in order to truly like take all the things that I've learned and like utilize it. But yeah, so there was just a little, not imperialism, but there was a little vibe of like, well, the UK is better, so we should be here type thing. Yeah. And I just kind of feel like if your partner can make money for you in their own country, then go to their country, because a lot of times the women get very frustrated when they bring a man from another country to the US and that man can't work for a year or for 6 months or for whatever. Like, they all love it. It's Muhammad and Eve. It's Danielle. Amber and Daniel. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be, who's this other couple that I'm thinking of? Ugh, they all just pop in and out of my head. But there's another couple who I feel like are going to have the same issue too. And so, right now she thinks it's such a great idea for him to move to the UK and live there, but he's a personal trainer and I just don't know whatever town she lives in because she's not in London.
No.
So, how is he going to utilize his skill to like bring money to the household? I think at least in the beginning she should go and live there because he'll be able to support her. Now, I understand her not wanting to give up her career if she makes a decent amount of living. Like, there's a lot of other factors that take into place too. But
don't you think? Sorry, Walt, to cut you off, but don't you think that because she's a nurse, you can take that anywhere, right? You can be a travel nurse anywhere. So yeah, she's going to take the hit maybe monetarily because she's not going to be making as much as she used to be making. But at the same time, if she engrosses herself in the culture and takes a moment to understand who he is and where he's from, then it's not going to be that hard because she'll be bringing money to the table and he'll be bringing money to the table and there won't be any animosity. But I think, like you, she's just not trying to have it. Like, she's like, I'm from England. England is better than Mexico. And she's not saying it verbally, but all of her actions are leading towards that. And that's the part that's really problematic, right? Because, I mean, it's totally separate conversation, but the queen died. Queen was problematic and beloved at the same time. But if we're looking at the people that are mourning her and celebrating her life, they all look the same.
Yeah, it gives a very specific vibe.
Yeah,
so you can support
colonial.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I feel like you can mourn the queen's death if you want to privately, but I think the moment you go on social media and mourn it, you're making a very bold statement, especially because of all the things that the crown has done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on that. And then Sean and Christine, it's compelling and it's interesting because it's like Sean is a mess and he's bringing her into his mess. And we're seeing somebody who obviously has depression and who is like, wanting love at the same time and doesn't know how to manage it. So it's interesting to me on that front. Who I cannot stand, and I don't know why they're on the show because I truly don't understand what's going on, is Victoria and Sean.
Yeah.
What is
it's interesting. She did a post and delete that I talked about on my news and gossip show, where she was basically saying like she's in a relationship that she doesn't want to be in, and she posted it, and like not even 5 minutes later she deleted it, but I was able to capture it. And she hasn't talked about it since. But those two, I mean, they're both to blame. Like, she's to blame because she has a fetish for Japanese culture.
Yep.
And he's to blame because everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie, right? So then now we're in this relationship where, like I said on my show last week, I was like, she had all these problems. She wasn't sure if he was divorced or not. She felt he was lying left, right, and center. And then all of a sudden, they don't show us what exactly happened, but they wake up in the morning and she's like, oh no, everything is great. He's definitely divorced, and we're going to go and do this painting pottery thing, and all is great. And then we're going to go to Paris and have like a love week. What happened? I need to know what happened, because as far as I know, this fool has not worked, has lied to you every step of the way, and now all of a sudden y'all are good. And plus you guys are living in an extended stay. Like, what? All of it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. How is she going to work every day and leaving him? And then she makes it seem like he can't be without her. She's like, yeah, when I leave for 30 minutes, you start to freak out. And then she's like, I can't trust anything that he's saying, but I think I don't want him to go home because we get on well. And her idea is that she wants him to stay in the I don't know. Did you see today's episode?
Not yet.
Okay, so I won't say that. So like, she just is a juxtaposition every single moment. And then she's mad at him because he lied to customs, as though like, I mean, it was the oddest comment. She's like, he's just lying to officials. I'm like, so what? Like, he doesn't want them in his business. He lies to you. Why wouldn't he lie to strangers? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, I just think it's so, who would lie to officials and tell them that you're traveling alone? But then she's in love with Japanese culture and can't learn Japanese. Also, like, I honestly think that there is a cultural thing that we're missing. because I went to Japan one time, and I have a cousin who actually lives there. And so when I was there, and like when I talked to him on the phone, sometimes he's like, well, Japanese people are this way. And so it took him a while to kind of understand like the culture of behavior in Japan. And I don't necessarily know if Sean is not behaving in that sort of way. Like my cousin, one of the things he mentioned is that the Japanese will go out of their way to not seem rude, even though they, underneath it will be rude and like feel a certain way and be extremely racist. But on the surface, they'll go out of their way to show a different face. And it's just culture. Like there's no way somebody would just, be whatever. And so like that was just like one small example. But I'm like, if that's one thing, then there might be other cultural behaviors. And so maybe you don't talk about money and how you make your money. I choose to believe that Sean is like a rich kid.
Mhm.
Like just and so it's not nefarious. It's just him being a rich kid and not wanting to tell her, well, my family makes a lot of money and so I don't have to work. And so all I can that's why I'm traveling around the world. Like that's why I'm just doing whatever I want to do and travel and can go to Paris and like lie. And he's very much like, well, the Japanese passport is the strongest passport. So like I didn't have to tell them the truth because what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no, there's nothing I need to do. So I just think that, he's he might be private because culturally he doesn't have to tell her what he does with for money. And she feels like I need to know all this stuff, but I'm also like, then you should have got all that before he came here.
That part. I mean, that part. That
Yeah.
part. I spent my grade 12 year on a student exchange in Japan.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so I think that his behavior is actually not typically Japanese behavior.
Okay.
But I do think that he too is looking for something. He just hasn't said what it is. So whether he is looking, because um, in Japan they have this thing called Harajuku, and on Sundays they have like they close down like a whole area in Tokyo, and it's all really like Western inspired. So you're gonna have like Japanese rock bands, Japanese rap bands. You're also gonna have like all the anime characters, and it's like a whole thing, right? And so because my personal experience is that there's a lot of repression, and especially for the females there, everything is the same, and what's the word I'm looking for? Like uniform, right? So
Mhm.
you wear a uniform to school, Monday through Friday, and you just go to school and you learn and you have to be smart and you have to be on it and all the things. And then on the one day on Sunday, they let loose and they let themselves be who and what inspires them in the Western world. And I think that
Mm.
for Sean, I think that maybe perhaps he is trying to break free from that. And so when he's looking towards like quote unquote Western culture, even though, it's England, but
Mhm.
I think he wants something different. And I think
Mm.
that he's not being open and honest about what he really wants, but I think he wants to be outside of Japan. And that's why even him talking about his ex-wife being a foreigner is the same pattern where he has a fetish for the West, she has a fetish for Japan. So is it going to work? We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, I just find their story to not be compelling and very confusing.
It's very confusing. And I don't even know if they really want to be with each other. And like, how long are you going to stay in that extended stay, Wa? Like, weren't you guys supposed to get an apartment in Birmingham? And where did she live before she met this fool? What's happened to that apartment?
There's so many questions that I have. I just don't understand their relationship at all. Like I don't understand what she does for work, what her parents think. It's just very much her and Sean and her giggling and with her like bangs.
Crooked bangs.
Yeah, just like it's a lot. I have feelings about Pat and Sam. I think Pat is like the equivalent of a creepy old man. I think that she's obviously aware that this man must not be into her because I mean, while she is like I do like the fact that she's fashionable for her age and that she's put together. But some of her comments last episode of about like you know, she wants a boy toy or a toy boy or whatever she kept saying, and that she bought him a bike. It feels like she's just throwing money at him, and like now she wants him to go on holiday with her. It truly feels like she just wants him as arm candy, and that she's just using him just as much as he's using her.
Well, I personally think that yes, she's fashionable, and she owns this 43-foot yacht in Greece, but I think that she should probably spend some time on her friggin' teeth. That like tooth that's missing there, like boat or like proper teeth, boat teeth, I don't know, boat teeth or toy boy. I think that just fix your fucking tooth. Can you do that? Can you fix the tooth? Because it's hard to watch, and with all of them, it's really hard to watch. Like Sean's best friend,
Yeah,
I don't like to throw my
Black
peeps
water the
under
bus.
the bus, but y'all, I close my eyes and only listen to him because that I don't know what's happening. And the problem I'm having is that the UK is like Canada, where we have universal health care. So he could go anytime to a dentist and it's covered for him. So I don't understand him. I don't understand Pat. I don't understand if Sean has some issues. Like they all have some teeth issues, and it's hard to watch. And part of me is like, oh, it makes them more real. But at the same time, can you utilize your healthcare system? Because I don't understand what's happening here.
I mean, her friend utilizes the healthcare system. The friend has like dentures or some kind of veneer, something going on in the mouth. But yeah, Pat is a different level. She tries to say we've come together because we're both Christian, and I'm like, do you guys like read the Bible aloud to each other? Like what about this situation? And she's like, oh, if we can't have the hanky panky, and he's gonna sleep out here if we can't keep our hands off of each other. And like, then we go to him, and he's like, I never said that she and I would be together. I'm just going to get to know her.
That part. He's going.
Like,
he's going because he wants to finally get out of Pakistan. He wants to be a travel nurse and come to the UK, but he wasn't sure whether or not he was going to have somewhere to stay. And so that's the part that she's, fulfilling for him.
For sure. For those of you guys who just joined the channel, I have on here Linda Antwi of The Melanated Way. You'll find her here on YouTube. In my description box, you'll have a link to her channel. You see down below on the screen her IG. She has all of the 90 Day Fiancé tea. So if you want to get some information, she's got some interviews coming up, so y'all want to check out her channel. Go on ahead and subscribe, and thank y'all so much for being here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I want to thank my moderators in the room right now. We've got Lindsay, we've got Mickey, and we've got Ramsterdam, and we've got Jesse Lee in the room. So thank you guys so much for being here doing that. Hi Flower Lotus, welcome to the room. I don't know how long you've been here, but thank you for being here. All right, so let's move on. Anything else you wanted to mention about 90 Day UK?
You guys should be watching it. I'm surprised it's not as popular as I thought it was going to be. A lot of the 90 Day fandom is not watching it. And
it's because it's not on TLC. It's on Discovery Plus, and many people don't have Discovery Plus.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They're missing out.
Yeah, it's really good. And someone asked me in the comment section if we think it'll come over to TLC. The truth is that I don't know. Sometimes it will. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Great. After the season airs on Discovery Plus, they'll pop it on TLC.
Oh, great! So it's kind of like Love in Paradise.
Yes.
In that way. Okay. Great.
So one of the things we need to also remember is that Discovery Plus and TLC, when they merge, they're trying to like be codependent but also be independent, and so a lot of the shows they're like trying to be like, oh, this is TLC exclusive, this is Discovery Plus exclusive, but what we have to also remember is that everything's going to merge eventually, and this is according to one of the TLC executives I've talked to. So TLC and Discovery Plus are going to merge, and more of the shows are going to merge, and now that HBO and Discovery Plus have started their merging process, it's all going to just be one, but we're not there yet.
I mean, because I pay for both separately, so if they can get it together so that I can just drop one, then that would be great.
But here's my thing, and I'm telling you guys right now, Discovery Plus, I pay $5 for the month. You better keep it there because I have HBO, and that's like $15 a month. What you're not about to do is make it $15 a month.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay? Because I'm not about that life.
Yeah. I mean, the app world is taking me by storm, and I'm like falling into the trap because I want to see the things that I want to see on demand. I cannot watch network TV. Like I don't. I even my Love After Lockup, it's on WeTV, and I watch it online because I don't want to see near a commercial.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. So okay, what did you? Let's switch gears and go to another Matt Sharp Entertainment production. What did you think of? Are you watching Love After Lockup?
I am, but I'm behind.
Okay.
I find it hard, because like why? How did they? I know this makes me sound super ignorant, but like, how did the criminals find each other all the time, and then they marry, and then they make poor decisions? Like, I just feel like you should maybe meet some other people outside of the people that you are continually around. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how do y'all know each other? And like, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Deontay. Oh, Deontay. Just, oh dear God.
It takes. There are all types of people in this world, and I'm curious about them from afar. And if there is a show that reveals these people, then I'm here for it.
No, I'm here for it. I just always have so many questions. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously here for it because I'm fascinated by the whole thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, can you just make better life choices? Like, you're a grown ass person. Like, make better life choices.
Yeah, no, I just think the people can't. I've definitely worked through people they won't. It is just they're in a lane and they cannot switch lanes.
That part.
They don't know any other way of living. They don't understand. If it's not chaotic, they're like, why am I here? If it and I a lot of people, the people who find drama in their lives on a day to day, where they jump out of one relationship and end up, they're just agents of chaos, or they enjoy the chaos so much that they just find it. They just like walk into it. And meanwhile, I'm walking around and I managed to avoid it like you wouldn't even believe. I see something on the horizon and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. No. No.
Who's the girl? Like, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but who's the girl that got married and like has not had sex with her husband yet?
Oh, Bronwyn. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I mean, that's all I need to even say. Like, come on now. And like, they look so rough.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very specific type of person that's on Love After Lockup. Let's just say that.
And you know what, you guys, I love the show. I love it. I do. And I love all the drama and all of it all. But I'm the type of person that always has a question. And so that show brings out the crazy in me where I'm like, but what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Like, can we talk about this, this, and this, and this? You're right, midlife Crystal. Better life choices does not make for good TV. You're absolutely right. 100%. But I still want to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks, Al.
All right. Well, then let's move. Since you're not caught up with Love After Lockup, let's move on to 90 Day HEA. I got up at 8 o'clock this morning, 7 o'clock this morning, and started watching it. So did you watch today's episode?
I did. I watched it early this morning as well.
Okay. So Usman and Kim, what do you think the miscommunication was at that table where the milkshake was a throne?
The miscommunication is Kimberly is lying to herself and to Usman. She's saying that she's okay with the second wife, but she's not. And the simple fact that she says she's mad because Usman kept interrupting her. No, he actually didn't interrupt you at all. You asked a question, he interpreted for you, which we hardly see, right? Like, if you look at Jenny and Sumit will let the whole conversation go and not translate for Jenny for a minute, not let her know a damn thing, which is a whole separate thing. So
I mean, but Jenny should learn the language, right? So
She's freaking immersed. I don't understand how she doesn't know the language.
exactly.
Y'all been together for 10 years and you don't know a licka Indian?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Hindu, or is it
Hindu, yeah. Hindi.
Hindi?
You don't know licka Hindi? How is that possible?
It's a Katie thing. To me, it's the same vein as Katie. Like, you are in some weird imperial mindset where you think that your language is superior, and so like, why should you have to? Or, I mean, I want them to just come out and say, I'm not good at learning other languages. It's not a skill set that I possess. I've tried for years. I can't learn it. But like, it's
But
crazy.
say that part. But I don't
Yeah.
think that, with Jenny, I don't think that's what it is. She doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? She's retired, so she has all the time.
Yeah.
Turn on some TV and just like immerse yourself.
Mhm.
Go to the market and immerse yourself. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it at all. And so I think that Kimberly is making it a bigger deal than it was. He's been clear about what he's wanted. Now, does it make it right? No, but at the end of the day, she's the money wife, right? She's the Western money wife that's going to allow him to be the international superstar that he self-declares that he is on a regular basis. And so in order for him to be international, he would actually have to leave, Nigeria, Africa, and be international, because you can say you're international, but if you don't go anywhere, how are you international? So you have this second wife who also happens to be an older white American, but your family's not going to give that blessing, and they're not going to give that blessing because they're like, we've been here, done that, you did that and it didn't work out, and now you're trying to do it again, but this time you're doing it because you really just want that green card. So she's mad because she's realizing that, like, how ridiculous is it, Wa, that she thought that the first wife gets all the love and the second wife, who's going to be younger and more beautiful, just pumps out babies and it's not going to have any love. That's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even make common sense.
It is ridiculous, and I feel like she's anti-woman for saying that out loud. Like,
100%.
there's something about that like, she's anti-woman and low-key racist. Like, listen, I feel like the same thing with baby girl Lisa is that these white American women tend to think that, I'm not racist because, like, obviously I have a black son, and obviously, like, I'm dating a black man. The same thing with Angela. Like, these people do not do what they need to do to understand the culture of the person that you're with, and they want to, like, she keeps saying that how come her culture isn't being taken into consideration in this whole thing. And I'm like, girl, polygamy exists in the US. What are you talking about? Because you don't know about polygamy doesn't mean that it's outside of your culture. She's like, girl, do some research. Figure out what it is to be a sister wife, as opposed to listening to him say what he envisions this thing is, because he doesn't know. Talk to someone Nigerian who is of the same faith as him and talk to them about what it is to be a sister wife in this culture, in this faith, and see whether or not you can do it. And he hits the nail right on the head. He says, I think Kimbali told me that she was okay with this because she wanted to seem cool. And now when I'm explaining to her like what it is, she's getting upset. I mean, the woman is getting upset. She's getting hot and bothered. She says, you were interrupting me. Girl, that is not what happened.
At all.
Your Fahrenheit was rising in your head, and you were unable to truly hear you heard what was being said and what was going to be asked of you. And it was okay when you thought that he was just going to like lay seed and and have this woman be a baby machine. And you're like, oh, well, that's their culture. I guess that's how it is. No, girl. No, you need to have some cause for concern if your intended is telling you that he's going to get a second wife and just make her have babies because you can't, and that you would have nothing to do with it, that you wouldn't have to get to know this person, you wouldn't have, and the idea of meeting their kids is so abhorrent to you. What kind of parent are you? Sorry, a motorcycle went by. Like, what kind of parent are you? What kind of woman are you? To fact that you would agree to this on any level just because you want the yammy and the African ingredient so bad? It is abhorrent to me that
I don't believe they're having sex though in real life.
Oh, hot take. What? Why?
I don't believe it. I don't believe the fact that he continually has to say that, oh, one, that he's like, oh, she's so in love with me. What did he say? She loves me so much. Oh, and I love her too. And then when they have to be adamant about them having sex and having like 10 different names for their sex, I don't believe it for 1 minute. I don't think they're having sex at all. I think this is a weird arrangement from a super fan who was then a quote potential girlfriend. And now, because she is so loyal to him, he's like, yeah, well, I'll have her on my side because she'll do whatever I need her to do. I'm going to need that green card. Boom, I'm going to get that green card. I'm going to need some money and some gifts. Boom, she's all about money and gifts. Oh, and she's my marketing director. Let me go ahead and do that because she makes all the shirts with my face on it, promoting my brand, USB, Uzman, Soldier Boy, aka all the things. And she takes time and money out of her pocket to promote him. So he's about that life. That's it. But do I think that they're actually having yammy yammy? I don't believe it for 1 minute. I don't believe it for 1 minute.
Oh well, I mean, listen, I don't want to even think about them actually having sex. It's weird to me. It's like, bleh. He's to me, I'm not attracted to him, and like her, I just seeing her in that final scene where she's like in the dark. I just was like, Mama, I need you to have concealer on. I need you to get the bags together.
Oh, I know. It was weird.
It was bad lighting. It just looked bad on her, and she just looked terrible. Like she looked terrible. Like just the way she behaved, the throwing of the milkshake was just so rude. And I thought to myself, I think that whenever anybody throws food on the person that they supposedly love, that should just be the end of the relationship.
Yeah.
You cannot behave that way. It was one thing to throw the water on him in like hot ass Zanzibar. Like I thought that was mad disrespectful too, but to like flip a milkshake on him in front of his friends on his like garment, and like it's just so ridiculous because she's getting frustrated because he's trying to explain to her like, this is how would you feel about this, and she can't handle it, that she just freaks out. I'm just like, ma'am, nobody's on your side. You are completely wrong on this, and you're allowing Usman to use you. Like, he doesn't love you. If you see a trend, anytime you see somebody who is just dating the same type of person over and over again, there's a fetish or there's some kind of use or something happening, and you don't want to be dealing with this. And well,
I mean, the simple that
I'm
she
gonna go ahead.
the simple fact that she allowed him to call her a potential girlfriend as if it was an interview, that just told me everything. That part. Like, I don't know any woman that has a sense of self that's going to allow someone to be like, well, I'm not sure if you're good enough to be my partner, so I'm going to go ahead and let you be the potential, and I'll see how this works out. And because you were my creative director for the music video that I've been promoting on 90 Day Fiancé, because that's really what it is all about, you did a good job. So you've moved from potential to now you're my girlfriend. And
Yeah.
even when he says it doesn't seem authentic.
And she knows it's wrong, but she's just so, I guess, sad or whatever. I don't know what it is. She's
a super fan. She's a super fan. Think about it. I say this on my channel all the time. I'm a super fan of Drake. Can you imagine if Drake was in my DMs and all of a sudden he was like, oh, come to Zanzibar, come to Toronto, come to Los Angeles. Oh my God, of course. Like I'm not thinking straight because I'm a super fan. Who are you a super fan of, Wa?
Yeah, I think Drake. Yeah, I would go if Drake was like, "Come with me. You could potentially be my girlfriend." I mean, but here's the truth: I wouldn't take that from anybody. So I'm like, even thinking of Drake, I'm like, no, you like fuck anybody, Drake. So if you're just not willing to, if I have to jump through hoops, why should I have to jump through hoops?
But you would go.
I would go.
Yeah, I would go too.
And so, like, even her saying, well, you don't have to talk to me for the rest of the evening. And then he's trying to get her to be honest about how she truly feels, and she's refusing to. She's like a toddler digging her heels in and being like, no, I was mad because you were interrupting me.
Yeah, that's why there was no part that he was interrupting her. That's the part that doesn't even make sense. Yeah. I was like, did you watch what we just saw? Yeah. He wasn't interrupting you at all.
He was trying to answer her questions. He was Also, I was like, why are you letting him interpret? Like he's not a good interpreter. But like, he it was too much. And then her storming off. And anytime any woman on this show says that she's a grown ass woman and that she should be able to do what she wants, I'm like, then you need to want to get out of this relationship.
And you need to make better life friggin' choices. Make
Absolutely.
better choices. You want to have a 30-something-year-old African man to be what? Your husband slash boyfriend. You want to propose to him. So you're like pushing, the round hole square peg situation where it's not a fit, but you want what you want because you feel like, oh, I'm the American and I'm the woman. So I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to say it's going to be part of what is your culture? What is your culture exactly? Because to me, it's just coming across that you think that you are the entitled American. And because America is the center of the world
Mhm.
and everything is amazing in America, that we're going to do everything the American way. Oh, fuck off. Just stop it.
Yeah,
Learn
it's
the
very
culture. If you don't really want this, which she doesn't, then say that part. But because you're fangirling out and you don't want to lose that, whatever all this is, the hype about it, the celebrity about it, the clout about it, you don't want to lose that. So you're going to allow yourself to come across as a crazy person because you sound crazy when you say, oh, he was interrupting me, but really it's about your own individual insecurity. You don't really want him to have another woman. That's giving you like some ageism issues. That's giving you some insecurity issues. That's giving you some lack of self-esteem issues. I mean, I could go on.
Yeah, I could go on to I honestly feel like and maybe this is because where I am in my like fertility journey, or like I don't even have a fertility journey anymore, but like where I am with understanding like people's wants and desires to have children, I think any woman who is no longer able to have children and then gets with a man who is younger than her, and they have like, obviously Sumit has decided he doesn't want kids. He wants Jenny more than he wants kids, and that's fair. But any woman who
Do
gets
you
with
think that?
I mean, I don't know, but it's not been a subject of conversation between them, at least on the show. I don't know what's happening. I feel like I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and says that he's not with it. But if it were to come up where he says he wants kids, I think that that woman has to walk away from that relationship or be okay with him having a kid from a surrogate or another woman. Like I just think that's a part of the gig. Like it's a part of like you cannot be like, "Oh, well, how dare you want stop dating these young ass men who don't have kids. Stop dating these young ass men who do not have kids because you're going to get your little heart broken when they want to have kids." So like it's just unfortunately that is the lot in life that we have to manage as women who we can't have kids for the rest of our lives. It's a finite time period. So for her to be so upset about it, ma'am, don't be with him then, because this is never going to go away. You are always going to have this issue. Make the choice that makes the most sense for you. And if you can't stand the idea of someone who is a child, I mean, someone who can still have children, wanting to have children, then like get out of the relationship. Otherwise, then let this man have as many wives as he needs to have the children, and just be on board. Like, period. This
And
is
don't say you're on board when you're really not on board. You're
yes,
the one that agreed to this, and now, but
yeah,
you're not really agreeing, and you're mad about it for what? He hasn't
yeah,
changed anything that he's been saying from the jump. You said you were good with it, as long as what you alienate the second wife, and the second wife gets no love. You sound ridiculous, and you sound like you don't really support women in general. Like if you were
yes,
saying, "Oh, I'm okay with this," and yeah, I want you to have, children because that's what your pure desire is, but
yes,
then you get mad at every step of the way, then just say you don't really want this. Say
yeah,
that part. Because guess what? Whether or not you like her or not, he's going to do it.
yes.
So you're either down for the cause or you're not down for the cause.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of wanted to talk about another couple, but we're at 58 minutes.
Oh my
Are
God,
you?
how did it go so quickly? I feel like
I know.
we were just scratching the surface.
I know, I know. Maybe we should set something up where we like do a recap like once we do something once a month to kind of just talk about all the things that are weird. I'll see. I
We'll
feel
have
like
to do
this
something because this went too quickly.
yeah,
We just barely scraped the surface.
I kind of wanted to ask you about Bilal and Shaeeda talking about kids because I truly don't understand what Bilal's. I mean, I get that him and Shaeeda need to like get to know each other a little bit more, but the way he talks about having kids makes me feel like he low key believes that his first marriage ended because of the kids. Now, that is just like my thought, and I don't want to go into it if you gotta go.
I don't
But
have to
if
go. I got time. I got time, girl. I got
girl,
time today.
you got a couple more minutes.
I'll say this: he doesn't want to have kids. Period.
Okay.
And he continues to say that he doesn't want to have kids now, and he wants to have a time where him and Shida get to know each other, because really they don't, which sounds about right. Like, hey, we need to focus on us and make sure that we're good, because we don't really know each other and we got married super quickly. However, I do think from watching this episode that, yeah, part of the reason his first marriage died is because they had two kids too quickly for him. And so he doesn't want to repeat that same pattern. But what I think is interesting is that he's so against her even talking about it, knowing that, she's 38, knowing, the span of fertility and women getting pregnant, it's not super easy for everyone and all the things, and knowing that this is her one desire, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
It just says a lot. But again, I'm surprised they even got married. I really am. Because this fool gives the lectures of a lifetime.
He really does. It's because he takes his imam duties very seriously, or not imam. Is he an imam?
Yeah, he's imam.
Yeah, he takes those duties very seriously, and I think he truly feels like in the face of adversity, going to his biblical or his scriptures, not biblical, but going to his holy book scriptures is going to get him through. And I'm like, no, especially when they like give us scenes of him riding around with his like beanie half on to like conscious hip hop music and his Mercedes. I'm like, it's giving a different vibe than what I'm getting from him. I do think that he's worried that because him and his ex-wife had the kids too quickly, and they both had a difference of understanding of how these children were going to be raised and what their relationship looked like, that maybe he wants to solidify some things, but then say Shaeeda, I'm terrified. Also, Shaeeda this episode wanted to go to the doctor, and I'm like, Bilal is works for himself. Like, her going to a fertility doctor is literally going to cost him thousands of dollars for her to go to the doctor to find out, because what she wants to know is if she can have kids. So she would want to get all the fertility screenings, and with that, those screenings with my insurance cost me $500. So I can only imagine that this is going to cost thousands of dollars for her to see what her AMH levels are, to see, like, and for me, listen, when I was 37, they told me my AMH levels were low. And that's how I knew I had to kind of jumpstart a fertility journey. And it didn't end up working out in my case. Like, I don't have the emotional capacity for it. I tried and it didn't work out. It was really hard on me. I'm pulling myself out of like a sadness from it now. And so like, I do understand the importance of her finding out whether or not she can have kids. The truth is that Bilal just needs to be in a place where financially he's going to be okay with them getting a surrogate at some point, if he doesn't jump on this now to figure out like what's going on in her body, or if it becomes extremely hard. Like, he doesn't understand the emotional toll that it's going to be on her if she's unable to get pregnant.
Yeah, that part, and because she wants it so much, right?
Yeah.
And then she's going to also blame herself because she feels like the age part was a factor that she didn't jump on it sooner. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he knows it, but he just doesn't care. Like, he wants to do what he wants to do on his timeline. And I don't think she'll ever be okay with having a surrogate. Like, she wants that whole experience. And I okay, at the end of the day, like, if you're, in my opinion, if that's something that he wants, and even if he doesn't want it now, timing is timing. Just go ahead and have that baby and work it out. If you truly love her and want to have another kid, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think that his like skirting around the issue is to their detriment, and he just wants her to have all the faith in him, but she can't. The way he's, having her like run through hoops with Shaeeda, and the way that he is, I don't know. Reality gays. I don't know if you listen to them.
I love them. Matt is my dude.
Yeah, so Maddie and Poodle, like when they talk about Bilal, they really do feel like he's abusive. Like they hate him so much, and they feel like he's borderline, and that he's a gaslighter, and like he's all these
He
terrible.
is. Can you imagine? You're sitting in the car with your man. You're off to the store, and he talks to you like this. So I just want you to understand that we don't need anything. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pull out my phone calculator because I don't think you're smart enough to understand how to calculate the US dollar to Trinidadian. So if this is $400, it's 28. Like, why? What? I'm a grown woman. What? I've lived my life. Why are you here talking down to me? It's ridiculous. Like, listen. I cannot with the fact that he is like, I am superior. I am mighty. I am all knowing. Like, I just cannot. If you
You
want to
know,
go counsel someone, go ahead and counsel someone, but don't make it be your wife.
you know what? I didn't think he was so bad for pulling out the calculator, because I feel like once she saw how much it actually was, she was like, "Oh, yeah, that's really expensive." Because
Well,
like I
you are not about to be my partner and pull out a calculator, so you are trying to make me understand how much we're paying. No, thank you. You're not about to do that to me. I don't even care. I don't care if she doesn't understand. What you're not about to do is be like, let me just go ahead and calculate that. No, we're not doing that. Nope, not one bit. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, that pillow being $340 was some bullshit, though. I don't understand why on this show they always go to the most expensive stores. Like, why don't they just like hit up a Target? But
Yeah.
they don't have they can't go into a Target, obviously, probably for like other reasons. But they always love to go into like a very expensive boutique.
And then they talk to the workers as if they're all besties. And
Yeah,
I sometimes like it messes with me. I'm like, am I not an open person? Which I know I am, but I also am not gonna go I'm not gonna go to Ralph's and tell the attendant that, oh, by the way, yeah, he already has like 2 kids. I don't have any kids and I want to have kids, but I'm not doing all that. I'm not spreading all my business to some random stranger who honestly doesn't care. They don't care about your nonsense. They're trying to get you in and out.
Yeah. Let me tell you right now, as a salesperson, I do not care. Don't tell.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit
At all. I'm not your therapist. I'm not getting paid enough to be your therapist. So like you can keep all of that to yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it has been absolutely lovely and a pleasure chit-chatting with you. Thank you
Same
so
with
much
you.
for allowing me to take up an hour and a couple minutes of your time.
I can't believe how quickly it's gone. We haven't even okay, so I'm gonna the word on the street, you guys, and I don't have the receipts for it, but the word on the street is that Shaeeda is actually pregnant. Now, I personally think that is going to be true, and I think that we're going to see that play out this season, and that is why their whole storyline is wrapped around her having baby fever. So I think by the end of the season, we're going to see that come into play where, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant. Woohoo!
All right. Is there usually a tell-all for HEA? I think so, right?
I don't happily ever after, tell all. I can't remember. I don't think so though.
I feel like there wasn't for Toe, or maybe the first season there wasn't for Toe. I don't know. But anyways, I think that's interesting. I really do hope this isn't a 16-week season, but I feel like they're going to take
It's 100% going to be a 16-week season. Look at the footage. The footage, even with Kimberly when she was talking to her mom, that was from her first season. So they just keep filming and then cutting and editing up and adding. This is going to be a long ass season. Trust and believe.
Oh my god.
Long.
It is such a commitment. I wish they would just like give us like 1 week a month to not have to do it.
You know what I wish? I wish that they would, because they can make this 2 hours, 1 hour. Like,
Yes.
you don't need to make this 2 hours. We've been in it from the jump. All of this like long, drawn out, not Cut it out. Let's get to the point. Let's get to the couples. Let's get to the drama and keep it pushing. And then you
Yeah.
want to throw in some random commercials. It's already 2 hours. That's 2 hours. So let me get this straight. You don't want me to be with the Lord on Sundays. You don't want me to give any type of prayer and glory to my Lord and Savior. You want me to watch everything 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Sunday, Single Life. What else?
UK.
UK. And then on Monday, when Family Chantel was happening, it was that, like, you don't want me to have any type of spiritual life. You just want me to sit in front of Discovery Plus and watch all your shows on the same day. Do you know that there's 7 days in a week? Can we spread it out, my friends?
Yeah, it is wild. It is wild, and I want it to just be an hour. Just give me
It
an hour.
only needs to be an hour. Look at everything else. Single Life, an hour. Love in Paradise, an hour. Why do I need 2 hours of Happily Ever After and the original 90 Day? We don't.
Don't. They just want to block out. It's for advertisements. That's why they feel like they could just milk the advertisers for all their money, and then we're just caught up in the shenanigans.
That part. Okay, I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Are you thumbs up, Big Ed and Liz on Happily Ever After, or thumbs down?
I'm thumbs down Big Ed in general, so I'm not covering him at all. Like, I fast forward through his segments, but also because he's not actually a HEA. Like, he's there. She's not foreign. She's American.
Not just that, they're not Happily Ever After.
Yeah,
this is the part that is confusing to me, because if we go by the history of 90 Day Fiancé, it's before the 90 days, and then it's 90 Day Fiancé. You get married on that, and then it's Happily Ever After.
After you're married.
After you're married. So, like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know why they put them in. It's interesting because sometimes the producers make choices that make me go, what side of the TLC audience am I on? Because my side of the audience, there's no Big Ed. Big Ed is canceled. In fact, most of the commentators I know, or the reviewers I know, are not doing Big Ed or Angela, because we've decided that, like, no, we're not going to support the shenanigans. And so on my side of it, he's not a big thing. I mean, I don't watch Pillow Talk. I didn't watch The Single Life, so I'm not necessarily aware. I think I'm going to probably have to watch The Single Life this season so that I could talk about it on my channel. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't
understand why they're forcing him down our throats. And like, I get it, they're trying to bring the drama, but again, I keep saying, after these past few years, a lot of us have just done a lot of self-reflection, and like, we want drama, but we don't want toxic drama. And Big Ed is toxic and problematic, and he's also very manipulative. Like, I know we're running out of time, but
oh no, I'm fine. Go ahead.
This fool does not want. So he's a photographer. He has his gear, but he doesn't want to pick up his gear. He wants Liz to pick up his gear because his back hurts. What? Wait, what? So the woman is doing, like, wait, what? Like, no.
The only thing that I saw, like, when I'm trying to fast forward through it, is that he tells, when she tells him something about the picture, he seems to get annoyed that she's critiquing the way he took the shot with, like, I guess the neck not being shown. And so then he, like, basically just tells her that she doesn't know what she's talking about in a patronizing way. And then when she tries to call him out on it, he, like, completely is in denial that he did it in that way. And, like, I'm like, if that's your partner, then you support them, and you apologize in the correct way, one. And then two, I saw a little snippet where she's talking to her friend, and he's making comments about how skinny she once was, and if she's wants to get back to that. And I'm just like, sir, you don't have, like,
one snippet, you little munchkin.
Any room to talk about the way anyone looks, because we saw that shot of him, like, naked, and I'm just like, no.
That's it. I was about to go off, but you've said enough. That's it. That's it.
No, I mean that's all I'm gonna say because anything else would be me like feeding it and being negative and like whatever, degrading and whatever. But like the answer is no.
Yeah. What you're not about to do is you're not about to go ahead and talk about how someone else looks as a 50-something-year-old man who has
Has
not
no
been
ability.
and has not been in a relationship in 30 years. There's a reason for that. And you went to therapy for 6 months and thinks that you're cured from all of your 30-year issues. And then now you're in this relationship and you want to degrade your woman and you want her to look a certain way. And not to just harp on that, but we all know his history and it's not very good. And for him to go back to her skinny days, she's only 29 years old. So what are you looking to do, Ed? Like, are you looking for that 20 something or younger look? Because, you have that moniker for a reason.
She's only 29.
Yeah, he's 50. Hold on, because I wrote it down because I keep looking at it like this is just a hot mess. So he's 56 and she's 29.
What is with her? Like, does she have low self? Like, is she? Would she?
100% low self-esteem and clout chasing.
Okay.
She makes wrong decisions all the time, even with her ex, wrong decisions. She's been in abusive relationships. Ed continues to tell us that he broke up with her 8 times. He did that. And now he's talking about how she looks and wants her to lose weight, all the things. He's a manipulator all the way around. He's called Big Pred for a reason. And it's just not a good look all the way around. And I'm not for it at all. But they made TMZ, so that was awesome. They got engaged and now they're on another spinoff, so that's awesome. But is the relationship healthy and honest? We'll see.
Oh my god, gross. But all right. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, Linda, for coming on. We've got to set something up in the future so that we can continue to have these kinds of just general conversations. You guys, I want you to go and follow Linda right now on her
Yes,
YouTube
please.
channel because she's going to give you guys the tea. As you can see, I say I don't know to a lot of stuff, and she's like, well, actually. So, if you want the tea, please, please, please follow her channel. Go ahead and subscribe. You can find her on Instagram, and I have everything on the screen below and also in the description box below. Go on ahead, show your girl Linda some love. And don't forget, as you're on your way out of here, to give this video a thumbs up and share on any social media platform that you deem fit. Thank you so much, Linda, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Wa. Thank you for reaching out. This was fantastic. It went way too quickly. I mean, clearly we both can talk about all of this stuff all day long.
You're going live tonight, right?
I'm going live tonight with my review for 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. So definitely, you guys, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, come through on my channel. Just FYI, I come with the opinions, and I will tell you my disclaimer from the jump. I'm not an Ed fan. I'm not an Angela fan. I know a lot of people are covering them. I cover them, but I cover them with that bias. So just know, like, there's going to be a little bit of cussing, and there's going to be a lot of eye rolling.
When else do you go live? Do you talk about UK as well?
I do. So UK will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're going to talk about that. I'm behind on the single life, so I'm catching that up either on Monday or Tuesday as well. And then if you guys are anywhere on Patreon, if you want the inside tea, if you want to know the stuff before it comes out on my Instagram or on YouTube, I'm over on Patreon, and we do a weekly news and gossip. And the news and gossip is like dripping.
Piping hot.
Dripping. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Linda. And you have a fantastic evening.
Thank you. You guys too. Thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. And wow, thank you again so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. See you later, girl.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining. Please go on ahead and go to Linda's channel and show her some love. She's going to go live tonight at 8 p.m. Now that I know when she goes live, I'll do my darndest to not step on her toes to make sure that I go live either before or after. I like to go live in the middle of the day so I can get it done and go to sleep. Um, but I want to thank you guys for showing her some love. And I don't know when I'm going to go live to talk about HEA or UK. Maybe on Tuesday. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. All right, you guys have a fantastic evening. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.